We are live at the Broad Street Tavern, and my friend Mark Long is sitting here at 6-1 with his Waldron Spartan football team, one of the most successful teams in the state in their division. Mark, it's been a whale of a season already. Congratulations on what you've already accomplished.
Thank you. It has been a good season, which has contributed to the kids we have playing. So they're the ones that's got us where we're at.
I want to talk about all of the wins, but as coaches, we always think about that one loss, and Saturday you ran into a really good team with Battle Creek St. Phillips. It wasn't even as close. I thought it'd be a close game one way or the other. It didn't turn out to be that close. What happened in that game? I know you're disappointed about it. How did that one get away from the Spartans?
Well, it was closer than that, actually. I mean, it was 20-8 at halftime. We lost our quarterback in the beginning of the second quarter and had to move some kids around and just kind of made our game plan change a lot. So I think they would like another chance at them. So hopefully everything works out.
You told me before we came on the air that they just have a ton of speed.
Yeah, they was just a lot faster than us. We was able to block them and tackle them, but I mean we give up 300 yards passing. We just had a hard time covering them.
You look at this team right now with the senior class that you have right now. I know you've been coaching for a long time. This has got to be one of the great senior classes that you've had. I think any coach around this area, whether playing 8-man or 11, would love to have a class like this right now.
Yeah, well, not only are they good football players, right, they're good kids. I mean, they get good grades. I mean, they work hard. I mean, the work that we've put in the summer for the last 4 years to get ready for this is pretty impressive.
You put in so much time and so much effort. This is, I think, the third or fourth year you've been an 8-man division team. You made that transition a while ago. That's not even an issue now. Now the issue is beating these good teams that are in 8-man. I think people have the misconception that the teams that are in 8-man aren't that competitive, and that's just not the case. If you guys played 11-man with the crew that you have right now, you'd win a lot of games with this unit that you've got right here. That's the bottom line, and people need to understand that. So you're playing against other really good teams. I mean, some of these teams have 25, 30 guys playing 8-man football. It's still hugely challenging, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, like, we got over a big hurdle early in the year. Week 3, we beat Portland St. Pat's, which we, up till this point, we'd been unable to beat them. So, I mean, you take Portland and Battle Creek, and Weberville's a big school with a lot of big kids, a lot of athletes. I mean, we play some pretty decent competition.
Your strategy for your team right now offensively, can you sum it up for people who haven't watched the Spartans play this year? Is it more of the same? Are you playing some smash mouth football?
Yep, that's what we do. We want to run the football. I mean, our goal every game is to be the most physical team on the field. And I think so far every week we have, it's just speed beat physicality last weekend.
And again, you mentioned you want another crack at Battle Creek St. Phillips. Obviously, they're one of the top teams in 8-man football around the state. What would have to happen, Mark, for you to get another crack at those guys?
The way it looks right now, we're probably, if everything holds the way it is, we can probably host our first ever playoff game, and probably against Lawrence, which they're really good. We would have to beat them to get another chance at Battle Creek.
And so you want to win your next 2 regular season games and then take care of Lawrence is a long way. I know you're focused on this week. Who do you have coming up this week, and talk a little bit about that ball game?
We play Litchfield at home Friday. It'll be our last regular season home game. We played Litchfield week 1. They've got probably 6, 7, 8 more kids out since then. So, I mean, they'll be improved.
I know Litchfield has been a bit of a struggle on numbers. They had to forfeit a couple of games earlier on in the year, but now hopefully they'll have enough to at least have a team and compete. And then in week 9, who do you have?
Carsonville, Port Sanilac, clear up in the thumb. Be about a 3.5-hour drive. So
I want to talk to you about that because, you know, there are some smaller schools that are still hanging on at the 11-man level, and, you know, sometimes even they have to travel a lot. Is the travel even harder at the 8-man division? Is it still difficult to find teams to play?
No, I'd say we actually, besides the Carsonville game, we travel less for football than we do for basketball. I mean, because our farthest game right now is Battle Creek. And I guess we go to Michigan Lutheran, which is 3 Oaks, but I'd say we travel less for football.
These guys that you have right now, I know you've been coaching them for a long time. I got to know some of your players really well through some classes that I taught over the years, and they really look up to you and admire you and your program. What is it about these guys that are make them so loyal to the program going forward? I mean, I always see guys like Murfeld back and some of those other guys too. What is it about your program that just is so inviting for people to stay involved and stay a part of it?
Well, I just think it's the atmosphere that we build. I mean, we try to create a family atmosphere. I mean, you take every game night. I mean, I have 5, 6, 7 players, ex-players standing down on the sideline with us, helping us. I mean, it's the same system we ran when they was there, and it's just awesome to see them come back and assist us.
Fellows brothers.
Yep. Landon's back most of the time. Ben's moved away, so he don't come very often, but you know, my son Levi's back, and AJ's back, and Gilbert comes back, and Richard Moore. I mean, there's just a whole group of them. Tanner Cooper, just a bunch of them.
Leviticus doesn't remember any of the plays, does he?
Yeah, probably better than his dad does.
Levi Long, former Waldron Spartan and son of the head coach. You know, you look at what you guys have accomplished over the last couple of years. I know Jimmy Champion got hurt last year, but he's back at 100%. Tyler Winch is one of the top running backs in the state at either division for small schools. And you mentioned Cody Jamison as well, and right on down the list. Who are some of the guys that maybe don't make the paper every week that have really stepped up and been a big contributor for your team?
Cody Bertzel is our center. He's now a junior, started last year as a sophomore, does a really good job at center. Wyatt Landell's our guard. First year starting on the offensive line. He's stepped in, done an unbelievable job. Caleb is a senior. He come out this year, hasn't played with us before. He's playing tight end, learning the system. Hunter Moore, our other tight end on offense. I mean, he's a 2-year returning starter. We'll probably play a little quarterback this week. So, I mean, them kids have all stepped up and done an unbelievable job.
You mentioned Fellobaum is out. How long is he out, and when do you expect to get him back?
Well, he's not going to play this week. I'm hopeful he'll be back for week 9 so we can get some reps before the playoffs. So that's kind of the plan right now.
Did Champion volunteer to play quarterback, or did you keep him where he was?
He's not near fast enough to play my quarterback.
You just heard it. Champion needs to get a little faster before he can run QB. Well, Mark, I want to thank you for bringing all the families and your team here tonight. We're going to take a break and bring Jimmy and Tyler and Cody in and talk to them a little bit about the season and more with Mark Long, too, as we continue. From the Broad Street Tavern, we're live tonight. Everybody who eats at the Broad Street Tavern tonight, you can have 10% of your food purchase go back to the Spartans team. So stop on out, say hi to the team, and grab a bite to eat. Bob will take a quick break and be back with more with the Spartans right after this. Waldron Spartans live at the Broad Street Tavern here, where you can get Taco Tuesday. They also have chicken wings and other great food available, and all of it for a low, low price, and all of the money, 10% of it anyway, going back to the Waldron Spartans football team. Tyler Winch is one of the top running backs in the state for schools, the Waldron Spartans team size, and even a lot bigger. Tyler, how's your season been going so far?
Oh, I think it's been going all right. I mean, 6-1, not bad.
Now, you were upset a minute ago when I was expressing my disappointment that you lost on Saturday. You take that personally, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we talk about the game. Obviously, you guys, you're 6-0 going into that game. You have a lot of confidence. Could you tell right away that it was going to be a tough night?
Yeah, I mean, Battle Creek, they're pretty good, but we're a good team this year, and we should have beat them, but just – I mean, we didn't play good.
Yeah. And that happens. I mean, that does happen from time to time. Talk a little bit about your game. I mean, you had a game last year where you rushed for 61 times. You had over 500 yards in one football game. And we're talking about a season, Tyler, for most running backs you had in one game. And, you know, my old friend Jim Eckert always tells me the ball ain't heavy. It's not heavy, but 61 carries is a lot of carries, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a couple.
What are you averaging this year? I mean, are you up in the high 20s again this year, or do you not keep track of it?
We're not sure.
You just take it every time Coach calls your number, right?
Exactly.
And for you, are you running it mostly right up the middle? You on outside plays? Talk about your role in the offense.
When we're in doubles, I usually run outside, and I right up the middle, so different. It's different.
I've seen you play a few times, and you're not trying to avoid contact with anybody. I don't usually see you trying to juke out of tackles. You kind of bring the contact right to the defensive player, don't you?
Yeah.
How did you learn that? Is this something your dad taught you or your coach, or is it just how you are? You just like contact?
Just like contact.
Truck stick, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Knock him right over. Jimmy Champion, Hey, man, you went through a heck of an injury last year with your knee, and I know that it was a long road back for you. How special is it to be healthy again and be able to play at the level that you know you can?
It feels really good just to be back there out with my team again. That's the best feeling right there.
What was it like for you with the rehab process? I mean, was it frustrating? Did it go really well for you? Kind of take your listeners and your fans into what that process was like for you.
It was long. It was pretty painful at first too, but I had to think about what my goals were that year and how bad I wanted to be out there again.
So there was never a thought in your mind where you said, you know what, I don't want to hurt my knee again. I'm not going to play football anymore. That was never even a consideration.
Oh, never. A lot of people said that. They're like, why? You don't got to play again, you know. Never. Had to get back out there.
Yeah, for sure. Talk a little bit about your season. We mentioned that Tyler had some huge rushing numbers over the years, and you have too. How do you two complement each other?
Well, since I was rehab, I've gained probably like 30 pounds. I'll admit it. I've gained some weight. And so Tyler's more of the speed guy, and I'm more of the not speed guy, run through guys.
And you have no problem with that?
No, easier that way.
None at all. Talk about your offense in terms of the passing game. I know Coach Long runs a run-heavy offense, but you do have some play-action passes built into that as well. Are you ever targeted on those pass plays?
Not most time. Most time I'm more of a decoy, but the pass set up by the run and opposite back.
Do you have anybody on your team who can catch a football?
Yeah. I think everyone could really catch football.
Even the linemen?
Some of them.
A couple of them, right?
Yeah.
Cody Jamison, come on up here. Talk about your role on the team this year. Where have you been fitting in?
Well, I started out at guard, moved to tight end, moved to fullback, and I just play everywhere.
Where are you playing right now?
Right guard.
So a lot of my players, I coached for a long time, and if I moved a lineman back to fullback, I knew that was dangerous because I was going to have a hard time getting him to go back on the line after I moved him back to fullback. Was that a tough transition for you, or do you just say wherever you need me?
I just say wherever you need me.
No, to be honest with me, though, you'd rather play fullback, right?
Yeah, it's funner. But I just get to hit people, so hey.
Either way, it works out.
Yeah.
You got to be proud of your team. I mean, even though you lost on Saturday, you guys have had an amazing season. 6 straight wins, one of the top teams in 8-man division all state long, and you guys are going to be tough to knock out in the tournament, too. When you guys make the playoffs, you guys are going to be tough to beat, aren't you?
Yeah. We just keep working hard.
When you go through a practice, is it just the same just about every single night in terms of preparation, or does Coach mix it up from time to time?
It just depends who we're playing, because if we just prepare for the best.
Who do I got over here? Am I talking to him, too? This is Fellabomb? Come here, buddy. QB1. Sorry about the injury, man. What happened?
I just tweaked my knee a little bit. That happens.
So did you have it checked out, or did you just put some dirt and some tape on it and try to keep out there?
Dirt, tape, tried to keep out there.
That's what Mark Long team right there. Seriously, did you get it checked out after the game, or are you just trying to walk it off right now?
I was trying to walk it off, taking it day by day, doing what I can.
How many pass attempts does Coach give you on a given night?
Well, it depends. It can range from maybe 1 to 2 to maybe 8 on a good day.
So when you guys are really slinging it, it's 8.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, you guys aren't running the spread anytime soon, I take it.
It depends.
You might pull it out.
Gotta be hopeful.
Are you confident that if Coach asks you to make a tough throw, whether it be a deep out or a slant cut or a post, you've practiced it enough, even though you guys run a lot, you've practiced it enough where even if you're cold from a throwing standpoint and you've handed it off 15 straight times, when he calls the number, you can still make that throw?
Right, I'd be prepared.
How do you do that? I mean, I would think if I haven't passed the ball for a quarter and then I've all of a sudden got to try to hit a pinpoint pass, I would think that would be hard to do. Do you just stay mentally tough and just try to keep it that way, or how do you prepare for that?
Well, you always just got to keep it in the back of your mind that you got to be prepared to pass the ball no matter what. Even if you run the ball 15 times in a row, you just got to keep that in the back of your mind.
What's the prognosis for you? You're sitting out this week against Litchfield. Are you planning on playing the last regular season game? What's the timeline?
I should be close to 100% Friday, and I should be prepared for Carsonville next week.
Are you part of the hot tub club at practice, which means are you just sitting around watching, sitting in a big lazy boy or a golf cart, or are you having to be out there participating too?
Well, I make sure everybody's doing what they're told. I'm not just kicking back. I'm staying on top of people.
Talk about the medical staff at Waldron when you guys get hurt. I mean, do you have a full training staff that attends to you as soon as you get injured?
Oh yeah. I mean, you have people that come and see you. Dr. Long, he's always checking.
Paging Dr. Long. Paging Dr. Long. We need some dirt rubbed on this injury.
That's exactly what it is.
Hey, I hope you're better soon, and congratulations. Nice season.
Thank you.
Coach Long, we'll wrap this up with you. For you guys to take time in your week of preparation to meet with us is awesome. I want to thank you first and foremost. You've always accommodated us whenever we've needed you. We're proud of your team. I mean, I think the whole county recognizes what you guys have accomplished so far.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's kind of been a big deal even in our town. And I want to thank you for allowing us to come up here and giving these kids this opportunity to be on the radio. It's just, I mean, they've been excited. It's good for them.
You've got a couple of regular season games left. You told me you've already started to think about the playoffs. As coaches, we have to compartmentalize. I mean, we've got to worry about this week first, and I know you are. Do you have guys that are already starting to look at film for your potential playoff opponents, and how soon do you start that part of the preparation process?
Well, we've already kind of started that as a coaching staff. I mean, I got a really good coaching staff. I mean, we're going to start getting game plans around, but still preparing for our current opponent. I mean, we have to take care of business first.
And I know you're not going to overlook anybody. That's one thing I know about Coach Long. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck this weekend against Litchfield. We'll be following you into the playoffs, and as far as I'm concerned, win the whole darn thing, all right?
We're going to give it our best shot.
That's head coach Mark Long of the Waldron Spartans. Thanks to all the guys. Thanks to all the families who came out tonight to be a part of our program. We come back, we've got the panel, Swaggy B, Martin, and Rick. We've got a lot to talk about. Where do we start with these Lions? We'll bring that up next on the Timeout Show.